All right, let's do speaking practice today, class. Okay, so class IELTS 40, let's do our speaking today. Oh, I forgot to share screen. Share. Okay, there you go. You can see me. And my VPN works well. Okay, speaking practice, let's do topic number 21, okay? I'm glad that today I actually feel a bit better than yesterday. Because yesterday I was feeling so exhausted, you know. Cảm thấy mệt lắm luôn á. It was yesterday. Okay, number 22 is about advertising.
Rồi thầy ơi.
Say again?
Advertising này hình như làm rồi mà.
We did advertising already, right? How about barbecues? Did we do barbecue before?
No.
Okay, we can try it. Barbecue. Okay, do you remember the last time you had a barbecue? Bạn có nhớ lần cuối cùng mình ăn barbecue không? It can be Korean barbecue, you know, you can go to the restaurant and ask for it. Or you can invite your friends over to your place and then do barbecue. Or you can go to an American barbecue, something like that, you know. It can be by your friends, it can be by your neighbors, it can be by your relatives, something like that. It doesn't have to be you know, barbecues. Now, so Phúc, do you remember the last time you had a barbecue? Oh my god. Phúc, do you remember? Hello, are you there? Okay, you answered. Do you remember the last time you had a barbecue?
I think it's a long time ago because having a barbecue is really quite expensive for me, so I haven't tried much. It's a long time already.
Okay, it's a long time already, I see. So how often do you have a barbecue then?
I think usually when my friend's birthday, my family.
Usually when it's my friend's birthday, I have a barbecue, right?
Yes.
Like, what kind of barbecue is that? Can you try to explain what kind of barbecue it is?
So we usually eat it near my house. So it's about the Korean barbecue, and it's easy to eat too. So yeah.
Okay, so it's easy to eat. Because sometimes, you know, barbecue is all about frying meat, you know, beef, chicken, or pork. And sometimes it's just too much meat. It's too meaty, you know. What do you think, Miss Ton? Do you remember the last time you had a barbecue?
If not mistaken, it was ago. You know, I rarely had a barbecue, so I just remember that it was my friend's birthday. We had a Korean barbecue. It was so terrible because giống như là nó khô quá.
Because the food was so dry, you mean?
Because the food was so dry, and I prefer eating soup to barbecue to meat.
I see. Right. Phúc ơi, can you tell your brother to zip it up? You are studying now, okay?
Khó thì tại vì em đang đi chơi chứ không phải em ở nhà.
Oh, you are.
Em không có quyền yêu cầu.
I see. Nhưng mà em vẫn đang học, em vẫn có thể nói được. You are still in your class. Come on, just tell them. Okay. Okay, Phúc, then your turn then. How often do you have a barbecue then, Phúc?
I think me and my family don't often have a barbecue. We just have a barbecue when we go, like when it was my birthday or my brother's birthday. Then we go to barbecue, but we don't often go to the barbecue to have a barbecue.
Right, I see. But would you prefer to have a barbecue with your family or your friends? Why?
Well, in my opinion, I prefer to have a barbecue with my family.
Oh, really? Are you a family man?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's great to hear you're a family man. I see. I see. So, Miss Thuận, what do you think? Would you prefer to have a barbecue with your family or your friends?
I prefer to have a barbecue with my families. To my friends. This really because my parents care me a lot and
Care a lot for me.
care a lot for me, and
They care for me a lot. Or you can say they care for me a lot. Okay.
they care for me a lot. Giống như các đồ ăn đó.
And of course they pick and then they how can I say, they gave me food. They gave me food constantly. Họ cho tôi đồ ăn một cách thường xuyên luôn. They gave me food constantly and they pick food, they grab food for me.
They give me the food constantly. Like they grab food for me because they scare
They are afraid that I might be hungry, right?
yes,
Because they are afraid that I might be hungry.
they are afraid that I may be hungry. Yes. So that's the reason why I love have a barbecue with my.
I love to have a barbecue.
I love to have a barbecue with my family.
I see. That's well, sometimes it depends, but yeah, my family often do that as well, but I think it's annoying because like a lot of the time I don't like to eat those things, but then my father and my mother always you know, put them in my bowl, you know, and that is annoying because I feels like I was being forced to eat, you know. What do you think about that, Dương? Do you think like putting food in other people's bowls a good thing? Bỏ đồ ăn vô cái chén người khác giùm
I
vậy?
think
Wow, it's a good thing.
I think it's no, but it's how can I say? It's maybe they think better. I think they think good about you, and they want to share, so they put the food in your bowl.
Yes,
say,
but
yeah.
not when the other people, you know, not after. So, but not before they ask for permission, you know.
Yeah.
Phải hỏi xin phép. But they don't ask for permission, they just do it. I think it's rude, do you think?
I think no. You can say it first, so they can like stop doing that.
Right, I see. But a lot of people, they don't ask for permission, they just do it, you know.
If they don't ask, you can say to them, so they can. How can I say?
They can stop doing that, you mean?
Yeah.
And they can stop doing that. I see. Okay, then tell me, Thúc, tell me, did you have barbecues when you were a child?
Yeah. I have a barbecue when I was just 5, and it's yeah.
Có barbecue
And
hải
it
sản đó nha.
was-
We often have like barbecue with seafood as well, you know, not just meat. So what do you think? So you said you were away when you were 5. You had a barbecue. How was it?
It was my first and my most terrible barbecue.
Oh my god, sounds terrible. Because of course barbecue you have to fry food and you have to grill actually. Mình phải nướng nó lên, to have to grill food. So it's often very dry to grill food. Phải nướng đồ ăn lên, of course it's very dry. Nó sẽ rất là khô. And you are right, Miss Thuận. I don't like barbecue that much. Because when I eat barbecue meat, I feel like my body is being dehydrated. Bị mất nước. I feel like my body is being dry out. It's drying out as well. My body is drying out as well. Nó cũng đang giống như là khô cằn đi. And I feel being dehydrated. Giống như bị mất nước rồi đó. Mình cảm thấy vậy luôn á. So, was that the reason why you thought it was terrible, Mr. Phúc?
Because I have burn in my right arm when I play.
You have a what?
With
You have a what?
A burn.
A burn, I see. You had a burn mark. A burn mark. Dấu vết bị phỏng. Cái dấu vết bị phỏng trên da is you have a burn mark on your skin. That's why, I see. It's terrible. Did you run a lot? Did you run around a lot and then you touch the stove or something?
Yeah, I play with my neighbor and I touch the stove.
And I hit the stove, I say. You know, I think barbecue is actually dangerous for kids, for children, I think. And children should not go to barbecue, I think. Or anything burning like that is dangerous for children, of course. So what do you think, Yuan? Do people in your country like to have barbecues?
Yeah, I think my people really love barbecue, especially Korean barbecue, because it's a new form of food, of service. So they love it, and it's from Korea.
It's from Korea.
Korea.
It's from Korea.
Korea, which is really famous country.
It's a country famous for that food, right?
It's not even for that food. It's maybe for something else like music and K-pop.
So they have a famous culture.
Yes.
Có một cái nền văn hóa nổi tiếng. They have a famous culture. It is true because Korea actually knows how to advertise their culture very well. Họ biết cách quảng cáo cái nền văn hóa của họ rất là tốt luôn á. Biết cách quảng cáo rất là ghê luôn á. They know how to advertise their culture. Okay. So, what do you think? Thuận, do people in Vietnam like to have barbecues?
Yes, I do think that Vietnamese love having a barbecues, especially in southwest of Vietnam. After long periods of working, they usually giống như là mời lại, giống như là
Mời lại ha.
Dạ đúng rồi, mời lại nhà cái ăn nhậu.
They usually invite people over for a party. Mời con người ta về nhà để ăn tiệc. Invite people over for a party.
They usually invite people over for a party. And they sing, they eat a lot of meat. I think it's not a good idea because it's too much. When they do it too much, it's not good for their health. And để coi với lại là hết rồi thầy ơi.
All right, I think it's good enough now. Okay, let's go to part 3 and part 2 now. Okay, try something like from 24, I would say. A moment, please. Okay, we can try 24, I guess. I'll move this one back when we are done. Did we do 24 before? An argument two of your friends had. Mình làm này chưa ta? I think we haven't. We haven't, right? Okay, let's do it. 24. Describe an argument. Argument, argue, argument, argue. Nhắm đầu nha. Describe an argument two of your friends had. Miêu tả một cái cuộc mà tranh cãi, cãi vã. Hai người bạn của bạn đã có được một cái cuộc cãi vã như vậy. You should say what it happened. Nó diễn ra lúc nào, what it was about, cuộc cãi vã cãi về cái gì, how it was solved, nó được giải quyết như thế nào, explain how you felt about it, giải thích bạn cảm thấy thế nào về điều đó, and then part 3 of arguments. What do family members usually have arguments about? Những người trong gia đình thường có những cái tranh cãi về vấn đề gì? So think about money, spending. Think about which schools to send their children to, you know. Nên gửi con đến trường nào chẳng hạn. Think about, and also they argue a lot about how to properly educate their children. Làm thế nào dạy con đúng cách nữa nha. Cái vụ làm thế nào dạy con đúng cách cũng bị cãi nhau hoài luôn á. Like for example, if one person is too easy going on their children, or if one person is too strict, for example, they could have arguments a lot. Một người thì quá dễ dãi với con, một người quá khắc nghiệt, quá nghiêm khắc với con, cũng là cái nguồn cơn của cái sự mà cãi lộn nha, phải không đâu? I mean, everything, people in the family can argue about a lot of things. They can argue about, like, for example, what to buy for the family. Mua cái gì cho gia đình. What to buy for the whole family. Like, for example, if the man in the family likes to buy, let's say, a big plasma TV and then a gaming console, you know, gaming console, like PS5, you know what it is? Of course,
Yes.
of course, everyone knows what it is. Gaming console, PS5, and then the wife decided that she needs better kitchen equipment, for example. She needs better kitchen equipment. Then that could be a big source of argument too, you know. Okay, so there's also arguments about relationship, of course. Relationships, about jealousy, sự ghen tuông, tình cảm, relationships or jealousy. Something like that is a big one, you know, big one. That could lead to a divorce. Có thể dẫn đến ly hôn, ly dị đấy. Well, next question. Is it easier to have arguments with family or with friends? Liệu là dễ dàng có những cuộc tranh cãi với gia đình hay là dễ dàng có cuộc tranh cãi với bạn bè hơn? Well, one thing for sure. I don't know what your answer is, but one thing for sure, if you have arguments with friends, it's very easy to lose that friendship. Rất là dễ dàng mất tình bạn luôn. To lose that friendship. It's very good. It's very easy to lose that friendship. But with family members, it doesn't matter how much you argue, you still family. Dù có cãi nhau bao nhiêu đi nữa thì nó vẫn là gia đình. Nhưng mà với bạn bè cần cãi lên nhau một cái hay mất lòng nhau không mà là mất bạn. It's like that. Unless your friend value you a lot. Trừ khi mà người bạn đó họ coi mình rất là có giá trị, rất là quý trọng mình. Unless they value you a lot, then maybe that friend will forgive you, I think. Okay, I don't know what your answer is. You try, okay? What are the best ways to avoid arguments? Những cách nào tốt nhất để mà tránh những cuộc tranh cãi? What causes arguments between countries? This is a hard question. Có điều gì gây ra những sự tranh cãi, tranh chấp giữa những quốc gia với nhau? Think about territory. Lãnh thổ, lãnh địa. Or you can talk about territorial claim. Giờ tôi nói đây là vùng đất này của tôi. Mấy vị khác nói mày nói vậy mày coi được ha. Xong rồi cái bắt đầu cãi nhau, xong rồi giữa hai đất nước bắt đầu gây lộn, xong rồi kêu quân đội này nọ. Like for example, if one country claim that territory is theirs, it's a territorial claim. Sự coi như là lãnh địa đó là của mình. Territorial claim. Giống như sự khẳng định lãnh địa đó, sự khẳng định lãnh địa, lãnh thổ đó. And that could cause a conflict between countries. Like for example, you can talk about territorial claim between, say, you know, the Spratly Island. The Spratly Island. Là quần đảo gì ta? Hoàng Sa hay Trường Sa nhỉ? Let me check. The Spratly Islands. Here. Spratly Islands, you can see here. Spratly Island is actually claimed by a lot of countries. Spratly Island, it's claimed by Vietnamese as quần đảo Trường Sa. By Chinese as Nam Sa, Chinh Thảo, I think. And then the Vietnamese is Trường Sa. It's basically, Spratly Island is a disputed couple of islands between different countries, like Philippines, the Chinese, the Vietnamese, the Malaysian, Indonesian. Of course, everyone tried to claim that the Spratly Island is theirs, you know. And of course, Vietnam claimed the Spratly Island as theirs as well. Who doesn't want to claim that, right? And that is a source of argument between countries. They can have arguments over like what? Over like military actions. Những động thái, hành động, quân đội. Like military actions. For example, if one country moved their military very close to the border of other countries, that could be seen as an act of aggression. Một hành vi gây hấn. Một đất nước mà tự nhiên di chuyển quân đội đến rất sát biên giới luôn với nước khác, thì đó có thể được coi là một hành vi gây hấn nha. And of course it can spark a war. Nó có thể nó khơi mào cho một cuộc chiến. It can spark a war if possible. Countries can have arguments about immigrants as well. Vấn đề mà người không phải tị nạn mà là người di cư. And then we have the problem of refugees. We have the problem of refugees, những người tị nạn. Tị nạn tức là họ chạy trốn khỏi chiến tranh, họ chạy trốn khỏi đất nước họ do vấn đề nào đó. Refugees kind of escape from their country because of a reason like wars, because of bad thing happening in a country, something like that. Refugees. Okay, there's a lot of things that people can argue about, you know. They can argue about the way they deal with the problem as well. The methods of dealing with issues or problems. They can argue about that one. Like for example, if one country is too soft when they deal with a problem. Another country can argue about that, you know. Nếu một đất nước mà quá soft, quá là nhẹ nhàng với một vấn đề nào đó, thì đất nước khác có thể họ sẽ tranh luận đấy. For example, look at the Ukraine war, you know, the Ukraine war, chiến tranh ở Ukraine bây giờ. Like if one country support Russia, one country support Ukraine, for example, that could be a big source of arguments between countries too. Mỗi một bên nó lại ủng hộ một đất nước khác nhau trong cuộc chiến chẳng hạn, thì nó sẽ gây ra một cái vấn đề tranh luận rất là gay gắt luôn á. Okay, you think about this question. 24 now. Okay, let's do it. Mr. Phúc, you first, please. Describe an argument two of your friends had. Your microphone, please. Mr. Phúc, your microphone, please. Hình như Phúc đang bận á. Okay, Thuận, you first, please. Describe an argument two of your friends had.
Yes, I'm going to talk about an argument two of my friends had. You know, it's happened a week ago. They are two of my friends. They are in a relationship.
They were in a relationship.
They were in a relationship. He didn't care that much about my friends, and she was deeply desperate, and they started arguing. But after that, they talked together and claim their mistakes to solve their problems. But I thought it was not a good idea because cô ấy gạch tay thầy.
Say again.
Giống như cô ấy gạch tay á thầy.
Anh đấy, cô ấy gặp gì?
Gạch tay á.
Tai, what do you mean?
Giống như cãi lộn đó, rồi xong cái gạch tay bằng cái lưỡi lam.
And then they had an argument, and then she hurt herself at the ear. She cut her own ear, right?
Yeah. Cái tai á, cái y dài á.
Oh, it's tay.
Tay hay tai? Tay hay tai?
Cái tay.
Trời ơi.
God.
She's cut her own wrist. A wrist. Cut her own wrist here. Oh my god, that's terrible, you know. That's freaking terrible.
I thought that it was not a good idea because after having an argument, she cut her own wrist. Yes, that's.
Did she go to the hospital?
No, because it's not. It's not important that much. She just.
What do you mean it's not important that much? She could bleed to death, you know?
No.
Có thể chảy máu chết luôn á. She could bleed to death.
Không có gạch sâu á thầy, nó không có kìa.
It's not so deep because you mean the cut was not too deep, right? So it was not that serious. Oh, I see, but still very dangerous.
Yeah.
Some people are just weird, you know. Okay, how you felt about it? How it was solved?
I think it's not a good idea, and
of course it wasn't a good idea.
Nhưng mà làm lại như they talk together a lot and như là sửa sai.
You mean they try to correct their own mistakes?
Yes, they try to correct their own mistakes. Yes. Rồi cái cuộc lại luôn.
I see. But they chose a very bad option, to be honest. She chose one of the worst option. Was like, what? Girl, come on. Anyway, your turn. You describe an argument two of your friends had. And Phúc, you need to turn on your microphone. Phúc
Okay,
ơi,
so-
Phúc ơi, Phúc ơi, bật mic Phúc ơi. Okay, Dương, your turn, please.
So there's a time two of my friends doing mathematics, which the math problems really hard, and two of them having arguments already after 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes doing it, so it's actually really hard to solve, and for me, I have to find someone who really, especially in that case of mathematics, to help them both.
That case of what? That case of what?
Mathematics.
Mathematics, who's basically an expert, right? Who's
Yeah.
an expert? Who's an expert in math? I say. Who's an expert in math? Yes. What about it?
And helping them stop arguing and solve their problems, so they can stop arguing about each other.
I say arguing about each other, not with each other. Cãi
About
về
each
nhau
other.
hay là cãi nhau với nhau?
Cãi với nhau.
They stop arguing with each other
They stop arguing with each
to argue
other.
with each other. Okay. And how you felt about it?
So for me, it's actually really hard to help them get rid of the problems. And
I see.
after all, I feel really good about it. Really okay.
All right. Yeah, I felt okay. Okay. Okay, Phúc, your turn, please. Describe an argument two of your friends had, please.
It was 2 weeks ago. Two of my friends.
It's really noisy at your place now.
Yeah.
It's terribly noisy.
Yeah. It was 2 weeks ago. Is two of my friends like one girl, and they don't like. Sometimes they argument with each other, and then they fight.
Sometimes they had an argument with each other.
They have argument with each other, and sometimes they fight.
Closer, 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 closer.
Gần lắm rồi thầy.
It's funny. Okay, continue.
Sometimes they fight each other, and I think it's more difficult to solve, but because it's not my stuff.
Stuff. Stuff.
I-
Không dùng stuff trong IELTS nha. Không trịnh trọng. It's not formal. Come on. Stuff is not used for IELTS, okay? It's not my business.
Okay, it's not my business. It's not my business, so it's very difficult to me to solve it. So
For me, difficult for me to solve it.
For me to solve it, and I decided to talk to the girl and tell the girl that you need to talk to both of them. To, like, có nghĩa là phải nói cho hai người đó biết là cô đó không thích cả hai người đó.
And then told him that she didn't like both of them. And then told them that she didn't like neither of she didn't like both of them. So she didn't like any of them. Sorry. She didn't like any of them. Không thích ai hết trong họ đó. She didn't like any of them.
She didn't like any of them.
Okay, how you felt about it?
I felt a little bit surprised because they was best friend for 7 years.
Best friend for 7 years, and just because of a girl that their relationship was ruined. Oh my god, it's terrible. It's always because of the third person, you know, isn't it? Cái gì cũng là xảy ra bởi người thứ ba. Well, is it always because of that? Okay, let's go to part 3 of argument, okay? So, Thuận, what do family members usually have arguments about?
Oh, I think the most thing that
The
is
most what? The most what?
the most cái gì ta? The most thing
The most
cái điều
common
quan
thing.
the most common thing is
Những điều
money.
thông thường nhất, the most common thing.
They have a lot of
The most
arguments.
common thing that people often have arguments about is something like that, you know.
Because they have to buy food to eat everyday life, and if they don't have, if their income does not enough to take care of their children or something like that, they easily to get into argument, and so therefore their families easily their relationship maybe
Can easily be destroyed, right?
be destroyed.
Their relationships can easily be
Destroyed.
ruined. Người ta không dùng chữ destroy mà dùng chữ ruin mới đúng.
Can be
Their
ruined.
relationship can easily be ruined, bị làm phá hủy, phá hoại. Be ruined. Okay, anything else?
Dạ hết rồi.
Okay, good. Okay, so Phúc, you answer this one then. What do family members usually have arguments about?
Can you repeat again?
What do family members usually have arguments about? I'm very close to my microphone, you see.
Okay. In my opinion, I think family usually argument about our studies.
About
and
our
also
study and then
our score in class.
What do you mean our? In this question, there's nothing about me, you or our. Cái câu này làm gì có đại từ nhân xưng nào mà trả lời our. What do family members usually have arguments about? Try to answer it in a very neutral tone, okay? Dùng cái giọng mà trung tính, không có đụng là tôi, chúng ta, anh ta, chúng ta gì hết. Okay, so what do family members usually have arguments about? Let's say they often have arguments about the result of study of their children or something, right? Do it again, please, folks.
They usually argument about.
They usually have arguments about, hoặc là they usually argue about.
They usually argue about study and boys in class. Oh.
Anything else?
No.
This is a part 3 question. Be careful. Try to answer it in like details, okay? Please.
In my opinion, I think that parents usually always argue about study and sport in class.
And the result in class. I see. Anything else? Dạ, có chút xíu gì thôi hả?
Dạ vâng.
Continue. Alright, so I'm sure Yoon can help you with this. What do family members usually have arguments about, Yoon? What do you think?
I think mostly it's about their children's score. Oh my God.
Their what?
Their children's score. Their children's score. Especially Asia parents. Because they really care about their child score every time they have a test. Have a really big test or small test. Secondly, it's about money or something small in their life. Samples like washing clothes, doing laundries, or just maybe small things like cooking for their dinners. So I think that helps people having a going in their life.
Right. Okay. Anything
Argument
else? What
in
do you
their life.
think? Okay. So, Young, is it easier to have arguments with family or with friends?
I think it's easier to have argument with their families, because in families you know each other really much, so really easy to have their arguments, and really big argument or controversy things in their life. Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of controversy in their life. I see. I see. What do you think, Miss Thuận? What are the best ways to avoid arguments? Giờ né nè. How to avoid it?
Trời ơi, khó quá. Lại cãi lộn.
Yes, of course, this is difficult.
Maybe Có lẽ
The
là
best way to avoid arguments. Một sự nhịn chín điều lành. There's a Vietnamese proverb. A Vietnamese proverb. There's a Vietnamese proverb which says that, mà nó nói rằng gì? If one person is angry, the other should not be angry at all. Should try to calm them down, you know. Một người giận dữ thì người kia nên tìm cách làm cho calm them down. Calm them down. It's a verb to calm someone down, you know.
Vậy là I think the best ways to avoid arguments is calm them down when they is going to be going to argue
An argument.
Em nghĩ là argue thôi chứ tại vì em không có kia.
Okay, continue please. Continue.
Yeah. Especially in between friends, they has the similar age, so they không có nhường nhịn nhau này nên là.
So they don't often how can I say, give up. If they don't often give up easily if they have something to say. They don't give up easily if they have something to say. Không có bỏ cuộc dễ dàng đâu, nếu họ có cái gì phải nói ra, tao phải nói ngay. I have to talk, I have to say. You know, they don't give up easily if they have something to say, because friends are often of the same age.
They are so aggressive, so they don't give up easily.
They don't usually give up easily, I see.
Yeah. So calm them down is the best way, but also
calming them down. So calming them down might be the best way.
Is probably the best way, but also our friends they need to persuade.
They need to persuade
their friends and try to avoid them from argument. Yeah.
Avoid them from having arguments, right?
From having an argument.
Very good. So, Young, please. So, what causes arguments between countries? You read a lot. You probably know how to answer this question.
I think real big problems is still the lands of each country, the boundaries of each country.
Say again.
Because
there's a what?
Cái địa bàn. The boundaries hay là cái địa bàn của từng nước.
The territory of the countries, right?
Territory.
It's called territory. Nhắm đầu nha. Territory
of each country, like Trường Sa and Hoàng Sa Islands.
No,
from
we have an
Vietnam.
English name for that. The
Nhỏ
Spratly
thôi.
Islands, for example. Like,
Nhỏ
for
thôi.
example, Spratly Islands. I told you already, Spratly Islands.
Yeah. So the Spratly Islands, which is really controversial, when it's still
Controversial, you mean? It's very controversial, you mean?
controversial. Yes.
Okay.
Because there's in the Paris. It's in the Paris side. I don't remember the dates or the years, but in the
Okay.
Paris side, everybody, every country in the world accept that.
In the world.
Like, the world
Mm-hmm.
accept that. Wait a minute. The Spirit Island is from
The
Vietnam.
Spratly Island. Everyone in Southeast Asia claim
No,
that the
everyone.
Spratly Island is theirs.
Everyone in the world. Actually,
No, not everyone in the world. Only a few countries like the Philippines, Vietnam, China, Indonesia, Malaysia claimed. Not everyone in the world, you know. Đâu phải ai cũng claim đâu.
Nhưng mà ý là ai cũng công nhận nữa. Mọi người trên thế giới đều công nhận hết rồi.
Anyway.
Do đầu tiên đã được ký vào bản hiệp ước rồi.
Okay, try to speak English. Come on. Because there's a treaty, right? Hiệp ước, huh? Is it a treaty?
Yes.
Because everyone signed the treaty, like, wait, it's a treaty. I don't think it's a treaty. It's in the 1982 UN clause. United Nations law of something. I don't remember what it is, but it's a law to protect law about territorial claim, I think. Nó là cái điều luật biển về lãnh thổ, lãnh địa sao á? If I remember right. Okay, continue please.
So it's about territory from Vietnam, especially. So the secondly is immigrants. I still remember it. Because in every country, immigrant is actually a big problem from the wars like Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Oh, Ukraine. Or maybe something else like food, facts, people from that country having bad attitude to another country. I think so.
All right. I see. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. I need to move this one back to here. Alright, so 25. Let's describe a plan in your life not related to work or study. Miêu tả một cái kế hoạch trong cuộc đời các bạn mà không hề liên quan đến chuyện học hay là chuyện đi làm. So it can be a plan for self-improvement, for example. Cho sự mà self-improvement, cái sự mà tự cải thiện bản thân, like for example plan for gym, plan of going to the gym for example, or plan to become famous, or plan for vacation for example. Something like that, not related to work or study, okay? Kế hoạch mà không liên quan đến chuyện học, chuyện làm, đi làm nha. Plan to kill someone. Kế hoạch mà để ám sát ai đó. The plan to kill someone. Yeah, you can, if you can talk about it, you talk about it. You should say what it is. Kế hoạch gì vậy? Why you have it? Tại sao bạn lại có kế hoạch đó? What you need to do? Bạn cần làm gì? Explain how you would feel if it is successful. Giải thích bạn sẽ cảm thấy thế nào nếu mà cái plan đó nó thành công. Okay. And then you have part 3 of plans here. What sort of plan do young people often have to make? Người trẻ thường phải tạo ra những cái kế hoạch như thế nào? Thường phải có những kế hoạch như thế nào? Should parents make plan for their children? Cha mẹ có nên tạo kế hoạch giùm cho trẻ nhỏ của họ không? When should children start to make plans for themselves? Khi nào thì trẻ nhỏ nên bắt đầu là tự lên kế hoạch cho bản thân chúng? And you should also talk about what would happen if they don't do that. Nếu mà chúng không biết tự lên kế hoạch cho bản thân thì sao? And then what plans do countries need to make? Những đất nước cần phải có những cái kế hoạch gì? Think about plans for economic development. Sorry. Kế hoạch cho sự phát triển kinh tế, plans for economic development. Plan for military expansion. Sự mở rộng quân đội. Like for example, Japan right now is expanding its military. Don't you know that? Nhật Bản đang mở rộng quân đội rất là nhiều luôn á. In order to counter the Chinese threat. Mà chống lại cái nguy cơ đến từ Trung Quốc. So, something like that. Economic expansion, military expansion, plan for education and healthcare. Giáo dục và chăm sóc sức khỏe chẳng hạn. What other plans do they have? Plans for urban development. Kế hoạch cho sự phát triển đô thị chẳng hạn. Like for example, if they want to have like new housing projects, những dự án nhà đất mới, nhà cửa, những dự án nhà đất mới, like something like that. Country need to make a lot of plans, you know. And you need to explain those things too. Các bạn nêu ra, các bạn phải giải thích được nha. Phải giải thích được nha. Là part 3 mà this is part 3, remember, okay? You have to explain. Now, okay. Phúc, you first, please. Phúc trước nè, bật mic nè. Phúc với Dương bật mic luôn nè. Okay,
hello,
so Phúc,
hello.
please describe a plan in your life not related to work or study, please, Phúc.
It was I was a football player, but
You
my
was?
health.
I thought you were still a football player.
Yeah, I was because now I.
Now you retired. I see. Nghỉ không
Just
chơi nữa.
for-
I retired.
Just for this year.
Just for
Next
6
year I
years.
will.
I see.
When I was a football player, I have planned to be like my health, like kiểu sức bền này.
To have more endurance. Sức bền là
My
endurance.
My
Endurance. I think it's endurance. Check this
My
one.
endurance.
So it's actually endurance.
Endurance. Endurance.
Endurance hoặc là endurance.
My
Sức bền.
endurance.
Endurance ability to keep doing something difficult, unpleasant or painful for a long time. Khả năng làm một cái gì đó khó, không vui vẻ gì hoặc là một cái gì đó đau đớn cho một thời gian rất là lâu dài, đó chính là sức bền. So endurance.
My endurance is not enough to play football for the whole match. So I plan.
Yes, please continue.
I plan to kiểu thời khóa biểu để tập luyện sức bền này.
I have planned to have a schedule to train my endurance. I plan to have a tight schedule to
I plan a schedule to train my endurance. Endurance.
It's hard.
I need to work. I need to go to the gym and start with the run machine.
Oh my god, the treadmill. Máy
Run
chạy
machine
bộ.
about run.
The treadmill, is it called a treadmill or the running machine? You can call it treadmill, you know.
Yeah, running machine. I train with the running machine about 30 minutes or 1 hour each day to train my endurance, and it's very
Endurance, to train my endurance. Âm 2 nha.
endurance.
Endurance, to train my endurance.
And it's helped me a lot. It helped me to play a full match, and I think that is a successful plan.
I think so. Okay. How would you feel if it is successful then? Mình sẽ cảm thấy thế nào nếu mà nó thành công? That part as well.
I think I will be. I think I very happy.
I think I would be very happy if it is successful, right?
It's successful.
Okay, now Thuận, please. Can you describe a plan in your life not related to work or study, please? 25, right?
I want to talk you about.
I wanted to talk about.
I
I would like to talk about. Yeah.
a plan in my life that is watched all of Hong Kong films before 2000. This probably because I want to know more about some capability and some actors in the past and những cái những phim, những cái khung cảnh. Yeah, I want to know more about the cultures and the cuisines, lots of things in Hong Kong, and I think that what I need to do now is trying to search trying to search
Okay.
any website to which have lots of available films, because any films are actually deleted, and I can no longer to watch it.
I can no longer watch it, right?
I can no longer watch it. I would be appreciated and happy if I watched all of it. So that's a plan in my life. I think it's so important for me.
It's so what?
It's so important for me.
It's so important for me, I see. Okay, good plan. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes I would like to hear those plans from my students too. Yeah, okay. Young, please.
So I planned a really weird plan, which is how to dance properly.
How to die properly?
Yeah.
Là thế nào để chết hợp lý, phù hợp?
Yeah,
How to
you
die
have to think.
in a proper way, or how to die properly, okay? Why not?
So I have it because I want to plan how to be, how to die, to be famous, and know until my children know that, and my children have the money from my death.
From my what? My children have the money from my father.
For my death,
Father. Come on.
nghĩa là death thế thầy, nghĩa là nếu mà con chết thì
Their children would have the money from me then.
Yeah, for me when I die, and they will be famous because they are proud.
Will be famous.
Famous.
Will be famous. Yes.
Will be famous for my death.
For my. Will be famous for their father.
Không, ý là death thế thầy.
Will be famous because of their father, you know. So you would like to die a famous man, right?
Yeah.
Tôi muốn lúc chết sẽ nổi tiếng. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And you want your children to be proud of their father. You want to inherit a lot of money from their famous father, right?
Yes. Yeah, actually, I really like it. And so it's actually really hard because I have to plan it day by day, finding new things to die in my own way that no one can have. And I think if it is successful, my family will be really proud of me because I'm die and they have money. Yeah.
Because when they die and they become famous, right?
Yes. And they also have money too.
And also have a lot of money too, I see. Let's go to part 3. Let's go to part 3 of plans now. So, Young, what sort of plans do young people often have to make then?
So usually we have a short plan, like how to get to college, maybe a short plan day, like schedule for every week, doing learning and sleeping, and maybe there's more plans like trip plans, travel plans, or sometimes hangout plans.
Hangout plan. Yeah, hangout plan could be one thing. Like plan for picnic, plan for hanging out with friends, plan for a party, something like that, you know.
Maybe plans for money, because sometimes we still need a lot of money and we need to have plans for it every day.
Okay. Good. Okay, so Phúc, what do you think? What sort of plans do young people often have to make?
I think they usually make a plan about their future work or their future school. And also about their future family,
Their what?
girlfriend.
Their future family, you mean?
Yeah. And plan about when they will marry.
When they will marry. See, okay, when they will have to get married, I see. What do you think about those plans then? Instead of like, you know, listing out like plans, what do you think about those plans? Try to make your answer a bit more longer, okay? Mình nên nói về cảm giác của mình về những cái plan đó chẳng hạn. Like, what do you think about those plans?
Well, in my opinion, I think that plan about marriage in the future, I think is not really
necessary.
Yeah, it's not necessary. Like,
or it's not feasible.
If you love your girlfriend or boyfriend enough, and they love you back, you can marry. Just
you can marry them. You can marry them, right?
Marry them, but đừng ép buộc họ.
But there should not be any. You should not force it. You know, people should not force it. Con người ta không nên ép buộc chuyện đó. People should not force it. Anything else?
And about the future school and future work, I think is also necessary. About future work, yeah, necessary.
Necessary.
About future work is like if you like that work, but you like it doesn't pay you enough. When you work it for a long time, you kiểu nhận ra là nó không phù hợp với mình.
You might realize that it's not a suitable one for you, right? You might realize that it's not a suitable one for you.
You will realize it's not a suitable one for you, and also the future school, also you like that school, but it's not suitable for you.
I see.
In my opinion, I think that we just need to plan for a nearly future, not
For
a
the
far.
near future. We need to plan for the near future. I see. So, Dương, please. I mean, Thuận, please. What should parents make plans for their children? What do you think? Có nên plan giùm cho trẻ con, trẻ nhỏ không?
It's hard for me to think about that because children is not mature to think about their futures, especially when they choose schools or choose their careers, because they giống như là experience
They often
their
experience.
They don't have enough experiences, and they don't know exactly any impact if they choose this career or school. But on the other hand, I don't think that parents should plan for their children because they just do that they want, and it's a good it's a good dream that the children dream about, and they start to get it. And
the one bad thing about parents planning for their children is that it can make the child very dependent on the parents, which is very bad. Nó làm cho đứa trẻ nó rất là phụ thuộc vào cha mẹ luôn á, cực kỳ tệ luôn á. I was one of them, so I understand how it is. So I know exactly how it is. But then later on I become much better, so yeah, good for me. I went a long way to become like this. Anyway, so I understand how it is. And also parents in Vietnam often enforce their dreams on their children. Những cha mẹ ở Việt Nam thường sao? Ép buộc cái giấc mơ của họ. Often enforce their dreams and vision. Tầm nhìn luôn nha. Giấc mơ và tầm nhìn luôn. Dreams and vision on their children. Therefore what? So it's often like they plan for their children. This one happened a lot actually. Điều này nó diễn ra rất là nhiều luôn á. Doesn't matter if parents say that, oh, I let my children decide what they want, but in practice it doesn't happen that way. They often plan for their children. Thực tế là họ vẫn plan giùm cho con họ thôi, chứ họ nói miệng là tôi thèm để cho nó tự làm gì thì làm, nhưng thực tế là không. Well, I'm just giving you my insight. But the question says, should parents do that? What do you think, Miss Thuận?
Em nghĩ là không á thầy.
English.
Để coi, để em suy nghĩ nha thầy, em chưa đọc kỹ. Em nãy em trả lời là hai hướng á thầy. Em trả lời
you already like explained two ways, but can you repeat again? It was not that good.
It's hard for me to choose one because children is not mature that they can choose.
Children are often not mature enough to plan,
mature enough to choose and make plans, like they choose career or school for their own, and so they easily to make bad decisions.
Decision.
And on the other hand, I don't think that parents should make plans for their children, because they just do that they want, and if the parents are forced to, như là ép buộc
To
có
do
thể,
what? To force their dream on children, right?
yes, to force their dream on children. It could be sad because the children don't can would be will
The
not
children
be
what?
able to do
Children
that
will
they
not be,
want.
would not, or might not be able, because some children they will be able to achieve it, but some might not, you know?
Yeah.
Because the
May
children might not be able to.
be able to do that they want, and I think it's so terrible.
Of course it's terrible. Of course it's super terrible though. Forcing people to do what they don't really want to do is of course very horrible. Absolutely horrible. Okay, so Dương, what do you think? What plans do countries need to make then? Những đất nước cần phải có những kế hoạch gì? What do you think?
I think it's about economy plans, like money plans from every single company, the sell, and maybe some things like products. Plans about
Say again, something from what?
plan something about products,
Uh-huh.
selling products, or um,
Or what?
sản xuất là gì thầy?
Or production.
Production. About production. Big more is about the population plans.
Yep.
Of
Đúng rồi,
every
kế
year.
hoạch dân số á, population plan. Yep, very good.
Population plan.
Mhm.
Media plans like TikTok right now, or maybe not TikTok, is about a social media, and plans
And?
about I think yes those plans. I think most of them are those plans.
I see. Okay, good. So, Phúc, what do you think? What plans do countries need to make then? I want to hear how you do it.
Yes.
What plans do countries need to make?
I think a plan about
Plans about what?
plan about how to solve the pollution. And in my opinion, I think that country need to plan about how to solve the pollution, about air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, and they also need, like, they have to plan to solve the traffic jams.
And
plan to build more dịch vụ công cộng này như
and plans about customer service, plans about like services that can be provided for the people, right?
Yeah.
Like services to provide for people, such as healthcare services, dịch vụ chăm sóc sức khỏe, healthcare services, education services, something like that. Anything else?
No.
All right. So I think we can do one more. Let's go to part two only, I think.
Teacher.
Say again?
I have a small headache, so can I...
Oh, you have a small headache, I see. Oh, what a coincidence. I also have a small headache too.
Oh my god.
This is terrible season. Okay, let's just end the class here, okay?
You can take a rest.
Yes, let's take a break now. Oh my god, cái đầu giống như kiểu nó nóng lên. It's like my head is like burning. It's so hot
My
now.
head
Nó
gonna
nóng.
explode.
Okay, that's the end of my videos. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press follow my Facebook, but please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh để đăng ký kênh á, để mà các bạn có thể được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn cũng có thể nhấn vào nút theo dõi Facebook mình, nhưng nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Thank you and see you. Bye.